Welcome to the Revealer YouTube channel, a citadel where we uncover hidden facts on real-time true crimes. Take a deep breath and enjoy. Imagine having it all: the big house, the fancy cars, the loving family. But in one split second, everything crumbles. This is the story of Bob Ward, the man who built an empire, only to watch it burn because of one fateful night. Was it murder, an accident, or something darker? Buckle up, folks. This true crime tale will keep you guessing till the end. Bob Ward wasn't born with a silver spoon. He started from nothing, hustling in real estate until he hit the jackpot. By 2009, he was worth millions, living in one of Florida's ritziest neighborhoods, rubbing shoulders with celebs like Shaq and Tiger Woods. Diane, his high school sweetheart, stood by him through thick and thin. They met as teens, fell in love, and built a life together. Two gorgeous daughters completed the picture: Mallory, the ambitious one studying business, and Sarah, the artistic soul with dreams of traveling the world. But behind the closed doors of their mansion, cracks were forming. The economy was tanking and Bob's business was hurting. Stress piled up like storm clouds over the Everglades. Diane, always the rock, started showing signs of strain. Friends whispered about her drinking more, her mood swinging like a pendulum. Bob tried to hold it together, working late nights, but the arguments grew louder. That night, September 21st, 2009, started like any other. Bob and Diane had dinner, talked about the girls, and maybe watched some TV. But as the clock ticked past midnight, something snapped. Neighbors heard a single gunshot echo through the quiet streets. Bob called 911, his voice shaking. "My wife. She's been shot. Oh God, help us." Police swarmed the scene. Diane lay in the master bedroom, a bullet wound to her head, the gun, a .357 Magnum revolver nearby. Bob was hysterical, covered in blood, insisting it was a tragic accident. "We were fighting," he sobbed to the officers. She grabbed the gun. "We struggled. It just went off." Detectives eyed him suspiciously. No signs of a break-in, no other suspects, just a rich guy and his dead wife. The media pounced, dubbing it the Millionaire's murder mystery. Reporters camped outside the gates, hungry for scandal. As the investigation kicked off, questions swirled. Why was the gun out? What were they arguing about? Bob claimed Diane had been depressed, talking about ending it all. But friends said she seemed fine, happy even. The daughters were devastated, rallying around their dad, believing his story without a doubt. Prosecutors smelled blood. They painted Bob as a controlling husband, maybe hiding financial woes or an affair. Defense lawyers fired back. No motive, no evidence, just a heartbroken man. Little did anyone know, this was just the beginning. Trials, twists, and a hidden note that could change everything. Stay tuned. The Ward family's nightmare is about to unfold. Every story has a turning point, that moment when paradise turns to hell. For Bob and Diane Ward, it was a quiet evening that exploded into tragedy. Let's rewind to that fateful night and piece together what might have happened. Remember, folks, this is based on real events, but the truth? It's buried deeper than a Florida sinkhole. Bob came home exhausted from a long day at the office. His land development company was bleeding money in the recession. Bills stacked up, investors bailed. Diane greeted him with a kiss, but her smile didn't reach her eyes. She'd spent the day alone, maybe sipping wine to numb the worry. The girls were out, Mallory at college, Sarah with friends, leaving the couple to face their demons. Over dinner, small talk turned sour. "We need to cut back," Bob said, staring at his plate. Diane snapped back. "Cut back? On what, our life?" Words flew like daggers. Money troubles, old grudges, it all boiled over. Diane stormed upstairs, Bob following, begging her to calm down. In the bedroom, things escalated. According to Bob, Diane mentioned feeling hopeless, like life wasn't worth it anymore. She reached for the gun, kept for protection in their safe neighborhood. "Don't do this," Bob pleaded, lunging to stop her. They wrestled, hands on the weapon, bodies twisting. Bang! The shot rang out, Diane collapsing in a heap. Bob dropped to his knees, cradling her, blood everywhere. He grabbed the phone, dialing 911 with trembling fingers. "Hurry, my wife shot herself. No, we fought over the gun, please." First responders arrived to a scene of horror. Paramedics pronounced Diane dead on the spot. Bob, in shock, repeated his story. Accident during a struggle. But cops weren't buying it. Why no suicide attempt signs? Why was Bob's DNA on the gun, but not definitively proving intent? As dawn broke, the house became a crime scene. Forensics teams dusted for prints, bagged the gun. Neighbors gossiped. They seemed so happy. But whispers of arguments leaked out. Bob's business partners mentioned his temper under pressure. The daughters rushed home, hearts breaking. Dad would never hurt Mom, Mallory insisted to detectives. Sarah nodded, tears streaming. But prosecutors built their case. Bob as the villain, snapping in rage. Media frenzy hit fever pitch. Headlines screamed, "Millionaire kills wife." TV crews dissected every detail. Bob released on bail, holed up with family, vowing to fight. What really happened that night? Was Diane suicidal, as Bob claimed? Or did he pull the trigger in a fit? The autopsy showed the bullet entered her left eye. Odd for a right-handed woman attempting suicide. Powder burns suggested close range, but no clear answers. As charges loomed, Bob hired top lawyers. "This is a miscarriage of justice," they declared. But the state attorney smelled a win, a high-profile case to boost his rep. Little hints emerged. Diane's journal entries about loneliness, Bob's late nights. Was there more to their marriage? Affairs, secrets. When a wife dies and the husband's the only witness, suspicion falls like rain in a Florida storm. Now the cops dig deep into Bob Ward's life. Was he a devoted hubby or a cold killer? Let's follow the clues and see where they lead. Lead detective Maria Gonzalez took charge. Tough as nails, she'd seen it all. Rich or poor, murder's murder, she told her team. They started with the basics: timeline, witnesses, and forensics. No neighbors saw anything suspicious, just the shot. The 911 call audio chilled everyone. Bob's panic sounded real, but pros know actors exist. Ballistics confirmed the gun was Bob's, registered legally. Gunshot residue on both hands, consistent with a struggle but not conclusive. Autopsy details raised eyebrows. Diane had alcohol in her system, not drunk, but enough to loosen inhibitions. No defensive wounds, but bruising on her arms could mean a fight. The entry wound, left side while she was right-handed, doesn't add up for suicide, the ME said. Bob's story held. Diane, depressed over finances, grabbed the gun to end it. He tried to stop her, but why no prior mental health records? Friends said Diane was upbeat, planning trips. Digging into Bob's world, cops found motive. His company, Land Resource, was drowning in debt, millions owed. Lawsuits piled up. Maybe he snapped, blamed her. Prosecutors mused. Rumors of Bob's temper surfaced, yelling at employees, road rage incidents. The daughters defended him fiercely. Mom was struggling, Sarah confided. She hid it well. Mallory added, Dad loved her more than anything. But pressure mounted. Grand jury indicted Bob for second-degree murder. Bail set at $1 million, pocket change for him. He posted it, but the stigma stuck. Media turned it into a circus. Comparisons to O.J. Simpson flew. Another rich guy gets away. Talk shows ranted. Defense team countered with experts. Psychologists on depression, forensics on accidental discharges. No blood spatter proving intent, they argued. As trial loomed, a twist. Casey Anthony's acquittal in the same Orlando courtroom. Public outrage boiled. No more free passes for killers. Crowds shouted. Prosecutors, feeling the heat, pushed hard. We need a win, the DA whispered. Bob, isolated, spent nights poring over case files. I didn't do this, he told his girls. But doubt crept in, even for him. What about hidden evidence? Whispers of falsified reports to seal the deal. No proof yet, but the air thickened with conspiracy. The stage set for battle. Who would the jury believe? Trials are like boxing matches, jabs, hooks, knockouts. Bob Ward's first round in 2011 was a slugfest. With the world watching, would justice prevail or prejudice win? Dive in, viewers, as the gloves come off. Opening statement set the tone. Prosecutor Jeff Ashton, fresh off Casey Anthony fury, painted Bob as arrogant. This man shot his wife in cold blood, then cried accident. Don't let wealth buy freedom. Defense attorney James Chaney fired back. Tragedy, not crime. A loving couple's struggle ended in heartbreak. No evidence of murder. Witnesses paraded. Cops described the scene. Blood-soaked bed, gun on floor. Bob seemed distraught, one admitted, but added, stories change under pressure. Forensics expert for state, wound angle suggests shooter faced her. Defense countered with their guy. Consistent with grapple, Bob's business partners testified to his stress. He was on edge, one said, hinting at motive. Prosecutors nodded. Then the daughters took the stand. Mallory, voice steady. Dad would never hurt Mom. It was an accident. Sarah broke down. She was sad. Talked about not wanting to burden us. Bob testified last. Eyes on jury. I loved Diane. She grabbed the gun, said she couldn't take it. I tried to stop her. It fired. Tears flowed. Jury shifted uncomfortably. Closing arguments. Prosecution hammered intent. No suicide note, no proof of depression. He pulled the trigger. Defense. Reasonable doubt everywhere. Don't convict on assumptions. Deliberations dragged. 3 days. Verdict. Guilty of second-degree murder. Bob collapsed. Daughters wailed. Sentence 30 years. Appeals flew. Judge noted issues. Maybe biased jury from Anthony fallout. Verdict overturned. New trial granted. Public split. Some cheered justice, others smelled railroading. Bob in prison clung to hope. Truth will out, he wrote home. What next? More twists await. Conviction hits like a hurricane. For Bob Ward, prison was a new hell, but he wasn't done fighting. This chapter peels back the layers of his appeal and the toll on his family. Hold on, resilience shines in the darkest places. Bob entered prison a broken man. From luxury to lockup, no more steak dinners, just slop. Cellmates eyed the millionaire murderer. He kept to himself, reading law books, planning his comeback. Lawyers appealed. Jury tainted by media, evidence mishandled. Post-Anthony anger swayed them, they argued. Judge agreed. New trial in 2018. Meanwhile, daughters stepped up. Mallory quit school to manage finances. Sarah sold art to fund legal fees. House on market to pay bills. A painful purge of memories. In prison, Bob reflected. Letters to girls. I miss Mom every day. This isn't the end. He lost weight, aged fast, but fire burned. Public opinion shifted slightly. Podcasts debated, innocent or guilty. Some saw bias against rich white guy. As retrial neared, new strategy emphasized Diane's possible suicide. No note yet, but hints in her writings. Family bonded tighter. We're in this together, Mallory said. Release on bond, freedom tasted sweet. But shadows lingered. The fight continues. Second trials are rare, like lightning striking twice. For Bob, it was do or die. Would new evidence sway or history repeat? Let's enter the arena once more. 18. Fresh start. Prosecutors toned down, but still pushed murder. Facts don't change, they said. Defense highlighted doubts. No physical proof of intent. Struggle possible. Witnesses rehashed, but new experts. Psychologist on Diane's hidden depression from financial stress. Bob testified again, voice firmer. It was accident. I loved her. Jury deliberated shorter. Verdict, guilty but manslaughter. Lesser charge. Sentence, 30 years again. Bob devastated, but daughters vowed appeal. Whispers grew. Evidence tampered. Anthony backlash influence? Story far from over. Back to square one, 30 years. But Bob's spirit unbroken. This chapter explores life after second conviction, the emotional wreckage and glimmers of hope. Prison routine grind. Bob taught classes, mentored inmates. Makes time pass, he said. Daughters visited weekly, sharing life updates. Mallory's new job, Sarah's engagement. Mom would be proud, they said. Finances dwindled. House sale loomed. Packing boxes stirred memories. Legal team filed appeals. Bias clear. Courts slow. Media revisited. Justice or vendetta? Bob wrote memoir drafts claiming innocence. Toll heavy, but family endured. Just when all seems lost, a bombshell. The daughters uncover what could be Diane's suicide note. Twist of the century. Let's unpack this game changer. Emptying the house for sale, Mallory and Sarah sifted through stuff. Old photos, clothes, tears flowed. In a drawer, an envelope. Handwriting Diane's. Words, despair over life, hinting at ending it. I can't go on. Forgive me, girl stunned. This proves Dad's story. Rushed to lawyers, note analyzed, authentic. Timing odd, why hidden? Prosecutors skeptical, planted, but no proof. Appeals heated up. New evidence! Public buzzed, innocent after all. Family hopeful. Mom's voice from beyond. Impact huge. Doubts on convictions grew. With the note out, speculations explode. Was evidence faked? Anthony Anger to blame? Dive into the conspiracy theories shaking this case. Post-Anthony, Orlando wanted blood. Ward paid the price. Bloggers claimed. No hard evidence against Bob. Circumstantial at best. Note suggests suicide. Daughters campaigned, petitions, interviews. Free our dad. Experts. Note changes everything. Prosecutors stonewalled. Appeals denied so far. Bias against rich old white man. Debated hotly. Family pushed on. Truth their weapon. Years on, Bob Ward's story lingers. A cautionary tale of justice, bias, and hidden truths. What really happened? You decide. Bob, now in his 70s, maintains innocence. Note fueled new appeals. Daughters thrive but scarred. Will never stop fighting. Case highlights system flaws. Media influence rush to convict. Remember Diane, the real victim. Her note, a final cry. This true crime saga ends with questions. Was it murder, accident, or suicide? In Florida's shadows, truth hides. Thanks for joining all through, and kindly hit the subscribe button. Turn on notification for more thrilling true crime stories. Stay curious.